to Fury of Dracula Digital Edition. We're casting an excellent game here today between Scotsword and PirateJoe. I'm Snuffleupagus, and here with me is my good buddy and teammate Misthios, also known as Roscoe. Want to say hi?
Hello, hello, my friend. Yep, looking forward to this. It's going to be a great game, and I couldn't ask to commentate on it with anyone better than my teammates. So let's have this.
Yep, I'm super excited too. So if you're here, you probably know this, but here's the reason we're here. We are at the end of the Immortal Invitational Tournament. This is a Fury of Dracula Digital Edition tournament that's been played in teams of 2, mostly for fun, but also to test out the Immortal beta update that just came out as this tournament was starting. Here we have, in this last week, we have the 2 top teams in the standings. Team Els Granges Dial, or the Garlic Farmers. The players on that team are Scotsword and Geo. And we also have the second team in the standings, Team Pirate Wizard, that's made up of PirateJoe and Pizza Wizard. So, where we're at, going into this week, the teams were tied in terms of their win-loss records, well above the rest of the pack, with only 2 IDS points, that's the tie-breaking point system, separating them. For a brief spoiler, I'm going to kind of spoil the result of the game between Scotsword and PirateJoe's partners. So if you haven't watched that, you should. It was a great game, but right now I'm going to spoil right here. So the last game, Pizza Wizard won in a very close fight, and as a result, Team Pirate Wizard, that was tripping me up. Pirate Wizard is 1 win ahead of the Garlic Farmers. So where we're at here, if PirateJoe wins, they win the tournament outright. If Scotsword wins, they're very likely to have a better IDS, the tie-breaking point system, because their team Pirate Wizard is only barely ahead in IDS. So if Scotsword wins in the first 3 weeks of the game, or if he wins with a very high, favorable to him IDS score, Garlic Farmers win. But there is a situation where Scotsword wins this game, and if we're in the 4th week, and PirateJoe is at 12 influence points for Dracula, then Team Pirate Wizard keeps the crown. They're going to be ahead by 2 IDS points. And if Scotsword wins, it's 4th week, and there's 11 influence for Dracula, that's the chaos situation. We are going to be an exact tie. Both the Garlic Farmers and the Pirate Wizard are going to be even, Steven, 13 wins, and 59 IDS points. So that's the math. I did all the calculations using my fancy admin powers. That's where we're at in this game. Everything's riding on it. Super excited. I'm going to get off my soapbox now and turn it over to you, Roscoe, to tell us a little bit more about the players today while we wait for him to get in and get set up. And I'm going to look at the chat to see who's here.
Oh yeah, firstly, thank you. Thank God you're here with your admin stats. I just play a game and come off and half the time forget to fill in the form. So that was as news update to me as for the audience. So thanks for that. Yeah, it's a title. I mean, it's one of those we said it's the tournament deserves a finale like this. It comes down to the top 2 who have met each other previously in the past in various tournaments. Scotsword, I know, in fact, when Scotsword joined this, he feels like he's been here forever now. He's so involved and embedded with the developers, the game. He's the one that created all the tournaments. It was a lot of time and effort into this match, into the tournament, and it's great to see it results in its way. When he joined, it was myself, and I will take credit for this. Anytime I can, I like to dine out on it. Scotsword joined, and I teamed up with him to show him the ropes, show him how to, what the game was all about. It was his first sort of involvement into the digital version, so he's now been a stalwart of the channel. Well, they created his YouTube channel, which has grown strength to strength as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's and he's faced PirateJoe many times in tournaments and outside tournaments. These 2 know each other very well. It's not. There's no real surprises, I would say, in as much as who is this? Who's my opponent? What do they do? How do they like to play? Um, I guess the curse and the joy of YouTube channels is it does reveal people's gameplay and people's strategies and habits, good and bad. You can be studious and watch previous videos and really get an idea of how an opponent will play, which then plays into your hand for tactics. Scotsword, as we know, typically goes hunters. Prefers, I think it'd be fair to say, he'd probably agree that he prefers to play hunters rather than Dracula. For those of you who know me, I am very much more of the Dracula side than the hunter side, purely because hunters are just they just don't like me, and it's just an absolute shit show from start to finish. Dracula, I can do it myself. Scott Sword, he's a very studious player. He will again, he's one of these hunters that is quite happy to sit and supply at the risk of, okay, that might mature, but you know what? I'll supply until they get the cards I do. Do you know what's funny? There's no coincidence that Pizza Wizard plays similar to Scott Sword, because when Pizza Wizard joined, again, I played a couple of practice games with Pizza Wizard. He played a couple of group games with myself and Scott Sword just to kind of show him the ropes, and then Scott Sword sort of showed him the ropes of the hunter. So there's no real surprise that Pizza Wizard plays in a similar style to Scott Sword. They both are. They will supply to get the right cards at the sacrifice of perhaps a trail or the death of a hunter to get something else. So that's as a Dracula player, you have to be patient with them. Even if you get a mature in the first week, you can't assume that great, that's 7 points. The fear for the Dracula player is when it gets to the final week, it's going to be, let loose, all hell breaks out, and basically by that time every hunter has the cards they need, which we've seen in many Scott Sword matches and Pizza Wizard matches. They will quite happily sit, and then all of a sudden it's Speedy Telegraph, Renewed Vigor, Heroic Leap, Consecrated Ground, and Dracula's just standing there getting slapped left, right, and centre, and you think, how did I lose that game? So they have that approach. Scott Sword, the game's in place, so there's no real spoiler. His combat's not the best. One-on-one, no,
Shots fired there.
Yeah, anyone's in doubt, watch my 2 matches with Scott Sword in this tournament. It's not the best. He preferred to go in with at least a 2 or a 3-on-1 or Heroic Leap or Planned Ambush. But if it's just a straight up, no booster cards, you're just tit-on-tit and fighting for that aspect. He tends to have a set format. He'll try and escape and then dodge, so you can kind of mesmerize, plot if you have it. But his strength is certainly knowing who to have the cards on, when to transfer the cards to the right players, when to have the hunters in the right positions for that. There is a running joke throughout the community. He does have hack codes, because you'll hear in his commentaries, right, I really need a hired scouts would be great, and next minute he draws the card he's just asked for. So there's always that Stuart's inquiry as to how does he get that. But again, as he says, he gets these cards because he will sacrifice moving to just burn through the deck. Yeah, very. Sorry, go on.
Scotsword's in chat. He agrees that his combat is awful. I don't know about that. I feel like you kind of you feel it out, right? It's harder to what's the word? Harder to be good at combat. That's a little bit more innate. It's a little more art, whereas the rest of the game is a little more science, to some degree.
It is. The thing is that, go.
I was just going to say, well, go ahead, and then I want to say hi to the folks in the chat.
No, we'll say hi to them first. That's more important than me talking dribble.
Okay, well, Scott's in the chat as we wait for his opponent, PirateJoe. He's told everyone he has sent PirateJoe a message, so hopefully PirateJoe will be here pretty quickly. Fashionably late. We have Jordy in the chat, aka Geo. Geo is also watching in the game itself, which is cool, supporting his teammate. We have JB Philly. Always good to have JB Philly watching this while making a pie. JBP, awesome, love that. And what kind of pie you got? Let us all know in the chat. I feel like everyone has a has a favorite, so you may get just the slightest bit of judgment for ill or definitely for good based on your pie selection. Uh, Captain Gyro's in the house, and he is kind of agreeing that the combat's a little bit more art than science. He's saying combat, you got to use your heart. Heart of the cards in Yu-Gi-Oh and in the whatever it is, 13 card Drac combat deck. And I think that's it for now. Good crew for this championship match.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we expect that. There should be a good audience on here for this. It's a hell of a game. And Scotsword, listen, my friend, look, you know that we all know this game. The Fury of Dracula involves three strategy aspects to win the game. You know, being strong at 2/3 of them isn't a bad thing. We've all got that aspect of that. The combat I particularly enjoy. I see it. It's quite interesting. I've always maintained this. I see it where I enjoy a game of poker now and then, and it's about when you play the same opponents, you start to pick up on their ticks and their tells, and it's really more about playing. I like this cycle of playing the hunter rather than the cards they have. So you're trying to, I know, you know, kind of thing. It's like, right, if they, do they think I'm going to play Fangs? And it's almost trying to get them to then talk themselves out of what they're doing. You can only play the cards you've got, especially for Dracula. You can only play the cards, and you don't know what you've got until it's that round. So you're really kind of playing it on the hop, where you're trying to, you're trying to double guess what the hunters have. Obviously, there was the boost for those there that the hunters now, obviously, Dracula doesn't have the opportunity of realizing what the cards are that hunters have, whereas in the past, he could surmise based on their combat hand what they have. Now it's a real shot in the dark, so it's a harder process for Dracula to work that out as well, which a victory always makes it more satisfying as well. And moving on to PirateJoe, a very well established. He's been in the community a long time now. I think maybe about the same time as myself, maybe just after. But I remember when I used to play with Quincy and Mr. Green, I think PirateJoe was there about. He was in the very first tournament. His game style is really one of those where there's no real set style. It's a case of, he can be quite erratic, which is always difficult for his opponent. Sometimes that chaos is good for a player. He's had some different setups as hunters than we've ever seen before. As Dracula, which Scotsword will know and be aware of in this, he will, if he can take out a hunter, he will do it. You'll get some Dracula players that, trapped by fog, great, I'll just escape and get away for it. He'll happily feed and try and take one out at the risk of two other hunters jumping on him the next day. But he really, he's an aggressive one. He also likes a double vamp. So again, Scotsword will be aware of that. Patent Mystios 2021. And for anyone that's arguing, I do have an attorney here as my teammate, so you can leave that as a cease and desist. So yeah, he's a very aggressive Dracula player. I would say his Dracula play is probably his favourite. He seems to have more success as Hunters. It's a different game as Hunters when you just kind of go chasing after Dracula, which he tends to do, because then Dracula can just circumnavigate and disappear, and that's it. So Scotsword, of course, he won't be taking this at all lightly. This is a very, very accomplished and a very difficult Dracula player to face in the final. You know what you're going to get, but then, as I said, you don't. He may change his strategy. He might try different moves. This is the fight. I don't know if him and Pizza Wizard have been having chats in between games. There might be a different approach, being he needs to win this and they win the tournament, so he might not be as erratic or reckless or bold. Choose any word above that's applicable. So we'll have to wait and see. This is really well. Firstly, we've got to get him to join. Would be a bonus. Otherwise, it's all academic. But yeah,
I will give I'll give Captain Gyro some credit for well-placed shade in the chat. PirateJoe is an unpredictable player. For example, we don't even know if he will be here to play.
Yes. That's it. You don't even know. He might turn up. He might not. Yeah. Time is merely a concept for PirateJoe. We know that in the past. He's not the. He'll turn up as and when. But let's hope he does do this, because we don't want to let down the audience and ourselves. We're looking forward to this. So yeah, both very strong players, as it was yesterday. Gio being in the chat, we spoke about that as well. Gio's a very strong Dracula player. The Pizza Wizard and Gio match was very close and tense. I can see this going the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. So Scotsword said he pinged PirateJoe. Let me. Maybe we outlawed piracy forever, like at the start of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. What is it? PirateJoe, where are you?
He's probably tapped in to watch Quincy's wedding live stream.
Yeah, congratulations, Quincy Morris. Sign of the community, getting hitched today. Oh, Scotch said he's here.
Oh, well.
Signing
who,
off, see you afterwards. No, yeah, you
that
actually, Scotsword has a substitute opponent straight from the wedding, in full tuxedo, all that, just married. He's taking PirateJoe's place. The parole board will never ever let Quincy out after this one. Must have been sailing against the wind, found the one piece.
So he's in, but he's okay. We're still waiting for him to join the game, so that's fine. At least he made contact. All right, here he is. Right, okay.
PirateJoe is here. Ooh.
Right, here we go. Let battle commence.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for your patience. We'll get this going momentarily. Oh, I guess I gotta hit it or no? Oh, I think it's because Scotsword left and came back. I'm gonna check the rules and then I'm gonna hit start. All good. Cool. I'm forcing them into this game. So Ian is in the chat, and I totally forgot which Fury of Dracula player Ian on YouTube is. So Ian, good to see you. And remind me of your Discord name.
Is that Pizza Wizard?
Oh, I think it might be Pizza Wizard, which would make sense supporting his teammate.
I think it is.
Yeah. Well, first thing was. Oh yeah, and he says, PirateJoe, you got this. Best luck, my friend. That makes sense. Yeah, that's got to be it. Good. We got both teammates watching this critically important tournament deciding game. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're starting with a classic Scotsword start. I like it.
Yeah.
Got to use his namesake start. Scotsword has been experimenting a little bit with superhero start with a little variant in Munich. Good luck, have fun, whatever happens, PirateJoe. This has been a great tournament. Amen. This has been a great tournament. I've just loved this tournament format. We have to do it again. We were talking a little bit about in our pre-stream preparations about how awesome this format is. You want to give the crowd a little bit of taste of that? What do you think about this format?
Yeah, we were saying that. I think it's been a great format. The game traditionally is always, official and digital, has always just been solo. I think this has been a nice little turn. One, it reduces time that has to get played. You've got your matches and then your opponent's matches. The community is such a stronger and larger community now. It makes sense to do this. It brings together that camaraderie that if one player, as we've seen with Gio and Scotsword, for example, if Scotsword loses the game and Gio wins, you've got that reliance on somebody else as a support net, which has been great. House counts, right? Okay, well this will be a hack code if he finds him now. It'll be Barry. that's my view. Nope. Okay.
Okay, not an Ireland start. Good to clear that from consideration right from the beginning.
Which you've done in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been somewhat popular this tournament to start in Ireland. I think the sliding of the trail has helped that. Airdra from Nomad Games is here watching with us. Can't miss the final match. Yep. And technically It's not actually the final of the tournament, but it's the, kind of winner championship deciding match.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We do still have one or two more games left. I know Random and Spencer Wolf are going to play on Wednesday. I guess it'll be Tuesday in the U.S., early Wednesday morning in Europe. And I'm trying to remember if there's one more. I think there may be one more game to play still. No.
I'm not
Mm,
sure.
uh,
I think no. I think the last match was waiting for Randiv and Spencer. So this,
yeah, I
I think
think
that's
you're
all of
right.
us this week. Yeah, this was the last. So yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah. We're saying I've enjoyed this. I've played in the other tournaments and they all have their own merit and they're all fantastic. But I've really enjoyed this concept. It seems to have been received well by those playing in it and those watching it as well. So it also lends itself to being a larger tournament with those in it, because again you're only playing half the matches, so you can have even more teams that are tag teaming in and doing it that way. And it just seems to have been received well by everybody. So obviously you and I were in a team together, Snuff, and we were involved in the league and played some tournaments, had some hell of a good games. I would say this tournament has probably produced some of the closest matches to watch than previous tournaments. Why that is, I don't know. One is probably down to the fact that the quality of standard of gameplay is just higher than it's ever been with players that are in here. But yeah, there's been some. I mean, my two games of Scotsword were literally down to the wire. Geos and Pizza Wizards have been close, matchy. There's not been anywhere it's been a runaway that I've watched anyway. But which is what you want. You want this match to be down to will he, won't they, is he going to win, is he not, kind of thing, and it's really produced that. So thank you for being my teammate. I've enjoyed partnering with you. It's been a great journey, great adventure. Not just playing, but also commentary has been good. We've had some good times, we've had some bad times, but we've had times.
Yep, enjoyed it all. And it's been great getting to know you and becoming besties with you, Roscoe. And I feel like other teams have kind of had some similar vibes. Just like I was saying, we got Geo supporting Scotsword here. We have Pizza Wizard supporting PirateJoe, and it just
Yeah.
builds the bonds between players of this game. And it it just turns the space heater on and gets all the warm fuzzies fired up in our little Fury of Dracula digital community, our small but
Love it.
growing Fury of Dracula community.
I love it.
So right now in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game,
It's
I was gonna
local
say we
rumours
got a
would have
lot of
been.
supplies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this will be the way it goes. It'll be interesting because a few games. Yeah, it's been funny. A few games this season, this tournament. There's not been a lot of newspapers in the first week, unless, well, apart from my games. But no, so it'll be interesting to see whether there's rumours down. Local rumours on Mina, not really relevant because he's not going to really start. Plus, you got the psychic bond. But Seward and Madrid would have been nice. You could have ruled out Spain unless he's doing the Barcelona start. Patent Roscoe circa 2021. And yeah, there'll be plenty of these scattered throughout the game, so don't worry. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And the game, it'll be an expedite as well because these guys don't hang about. They know what they're doing 3 steps ahead, so it's going to be getting through here. Like the match yesterday, Pizza Wizard and Geo, it was like Christ. It was like 2 weeks had already gone in the space of half an hour. They were just banging it out of the park.
Yeah, that game was gripping from start to finish.
It was. We lost the Ento Geo for the outcome, but you played fantastic, amigo.
So a little while back, Pizza Wizard had said, "May all your item cards be holy bullets, Scott Sword." It's pretty good. I'm envisioning the hunters armed with their holy bullet slingshots. Just toss the bullet at Drax, see how that works.
Well, Scotsword's getting he's getting great supplies. All the hunter events are falling his way. There's not many draft events at all. So Mina's got her fast horse already. So
Yep.
he'll be doing his horse economy in play.
Was that
So
renewed
that'll be
vigor you just
interesting.
drew with Mina? Renewed
Was it
vigor. That's some
renewed vigor?
vaunted Scott Sword luck. Well, the nice
Well,
thing about that, though, for PirateJoe is at least he knows it's there.
correct. Yeah, And again, it's not the worst scenario. Renewed vigor. It's one of those almost you could almost try and get the hunters. You could try and bait them to get to use it sooner rather than later. If you're in a position where they can try and get to you, but you can maybe block one of the hunters or whatever, get them to burn it off. The worst scenario is you don't want 2 renewed vigors stacked for the final week because, you're going to be in trouble. So, there's going to be a lot of misdirects, a lot of wolf forms, misdirecting the card beforehand. PirateJoe does like to move around, zigzag, circumnavigate with hunters. He's not adverse to moving into a space a hunter is left and kind of breathing on the shoulder of them. Which is, if evil presence and local rumours have all been used, that's a great item to use, but it's risky.
PirateJoe. So I haven't been in this community that long. I've been around since end of December, beginning of January, maybe. And I played PirateJoe just in this tournament. And sort of like you were saying, I would say the word I would have for him is like opportunistic. He is not going to make the big layers like Spencer Wolfhard does, but he's also not going to be like trying to get the hell out of Dodge just to avoid the hunters, like some other people might try. He's like this stalking wolf, kind of trying to surround the hunters, put some good encounters down to harry them and hurt them. And as you said, he is not afraid to try to fight a hunter. And if he sees a hunter has been weakened enough by the encounters, he'll just pounce on them. This definitely happened to me in our games. I can't remember exactly, but I definitely remember he had taken that approach. So it's an interesting approach to watch because you're always just a little bit on edge watching it. You don't know if he's going to switch from evasive Drac to fighting Drac. Okay, Valona has been found. Interesting. So does that mean we have a classic It's Always Athens start? For the first city on the trail? Maybe like a hoax, then a vamp? That would be a predictable combination, but a powerful one.
Interesting that he didn't hide in Valona, so there's no defense on that card being a rumor token. So if Mina's got a stake and she's got her fast horse with economy set, she can jump down there and take care of it without risk of being delayed or whatever. So that's something. He's kept the hide card there.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing if there is a hide on Valona, or if he's just trying to move around and create a longer trail.
Well, Valona would be revealed now if it was a hide, because Valona was revealed, so hide would kick in as well if it was there.
Oh, you're right. Yep. Good point.
So it's a standalone, so depending which way he's gone... oh, well, he's gone to Sophia. There you go.
That's fine. Interesting. It's not that unusual to not... to use Rufus for the search, but when someone's starting the east, there's a good likelihood that they're eventually going to sail somewhere.
Yeah.
There might be a little hint that Scotsword somewhere has a surprising return by virtue of him using Rufus for the search in that situation.
Yeah. So. Yep. Trade between Godar and Mina's happening. So yeah, I think it's. I think you're right. It's probably going to be an Athens, Valona, Salonika, Sofia. You wouldn't risk jumping into 49 Sarajevo just in case there's a psychic search. Although if he may have been found. Yeah, he would have been found by then anyway. So, again, Dracula, nothing to worry about. Don't panic. You're in a nice position. Keep yourself close to the coasts. You've got your home not far away if the worst case scenario should happen. The other hunters are still stationary, so again, they're not making a move yet, which is understandable. But yeah, when you reveal Drac in the east this quick, I'm always tempted to bring. I mean, listen, anything I say about hunters is take them a pinch of salt because I'm terrible at them. But normally, I would get Van Helsing onto the mainland, Stewart to be round about the sort of southern coast, the Marseille, the Pyrenees, because when he goes to sea, he's going to be coming west, and you don't want to be trying to catch him when he's already there. You want to try and get ahead of him. So I would imagine once they've got the supplies they need, they'll start making those moves across.
Yeah, I certainly agree. I have to imagine the sticking point of... Oh, okay. Interesting. So it was classic Athens start. Yeah, I have to imagine, like, if you have your horse economy set up, if you got the horses drawn, you're ready with that, then yeah, there's no reason not to start moving them.
Yep, here they come. Oh,
Okay.
no, no,
Import
no
perfect horse
problem.
economy. What is that going to mean? Guess we'll see what happens if Mina's going to try to go for Athens now, or if maybe Scotsword can get to Athens with like a sense of emergency. I have to imagine that
Yeah,
Scotsword would not want to burn the renewed vigor just to get to Athens, but
no,
stranger things have
no.
happened.
Let's look at, I mean, if we're looking at so there's only 5 Dracula cards in the discard pile. So if a hoax was played, I mean, you're playing a hoax based on. I mean, the thing is, if you play a hoax, you're looking at previous games where normally in the first week you've got a good bunch of Dracula cards are in there. But out of those 5, there could be a nice little tasty morsel in there. Be interesting to see what he's got. Be interesting to see if he's baited Valona and it's a fog to delay and he wants 3 to mature.
That would be interesting. I wonder if PirateJoe has done the math as well. If he's going to intentionally try to favor, high influence strategies. I have to imagine
Yeah,
that his like margin for victory, if Scotsword wins, is so small that he wouldn't really let it influence his play very much. But you never know. I mean,
yeah,
it would be a crazy. I mean, getting influence is always good, but I mean, playing for more influence points, if you have the opportunity under the situation, he might. I could see someone being tempted to do that.
yeah, yeah. Which could be the downfall. I mean, it could well be that if he knows there's only a small margin to win with the IDS. Imagine it gets to a scenario where he feeds to try and get his IDS up, and for whatever reason the hunters manage to
Ooh,
jump on him.
no sense of emergency. So whatever's in Athens is going to mature.
Yeah,
Valona, however, very well may not.
you've got to assume Godalming's got a stake, right? Okay, probably aristocratic on there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would assume aristocratic here.
Because
We'll
he's
see.
burnt a lot of conventionals, the dogs have gone, the rifles have gone. Okay, so fast horse are on the 3 hunters you want it to be. That's been set up well for Scotsword.
Are they? I mean, there was a trade with Mina and Godalming. Do we know that Mina still has a horse?
Oh, I beg your pardon. No, you're right. Yeah, she gave her horse to Good. Well, did
Harker.
she? Yeah, yeah, she could have given her horse to Godalming, I guess.
The fact that Harker has
But,
moved already makes me wonder if Harker has the horse, the third horse. Not sure.
Sewage, you mean?
Seward definitely has a horse because he's already moved with it. But Helsing, did I say Harker?
Oh, Van Helsing, right?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you're
I meant
because still doesn't
Helsing.
have to came up on the screen. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd imagine that she gave the fast horse to Godalming, who's got a stake to get rid of Valona. Oh, hang on, he hasn't.
Interesting.
I stand
Ah,
corrected
he
to the
didn't
man
use
in
the
the orthopedic
stake.
too. He didn't, or he hasn't got one.
All right, first combat of the game. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
So we know he's got a fast horse and 2 items. He may have baited the not using the stake, but is he going to have a heavily horse to try and take him out? Nope.
Okay, well that's a good start for PirateJoe.
Ooh. That's interesting. He gave the fast horse to Godalming, but why would he not use a stake unless he? See, Mina has I think Mina's got a crucifix. Maybe he swapped that. Yeah, this could be.
Crucifix would be good for a fight against a Reckless.
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if he's going to regret not keeping that Crucifix on Godalming.
I like the crucifix. I know it gets a bad, but I mean, it's a card that does three levels of attack and defense. I think it's great. All right, you reveal it and it's out there, but to block a mesmerize, to block the fangs with 3 damage, and to stop escape as missed is, it's always nice to keep it in your hand. Knife.
Ooh. Oh, Godalming gets a bite. I like it. I like the play.
Okay, that's it. Good night, Godalming.
Waiting for Scotsword. Does he have a... That was a long wait. You think that might be a great strength?
Great strength, perhaps. Yeah, yeah. I don't think you would. Yeah, you wouldn't.
I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
use it
waste it on
there,
that.
but that's big
No, no.
because I mean, like you're adding a whole second way to kill Godalming with that. I think
Yeah,
getting a bite on a hunter like this with a reckless is a little bit underrated. Cause I don't
yeah,
know. Sometimes when I've played and I have a fight with Mina, right, you know you can kill Mina with a bite, so it adds a little bit of uncertainty on the hunter side, with how Dracula might kill you. And now you've added that uncertainty to the hunter's strongest hunter, arguably. So I like that play from PirateJoe. Get that get that
yeah.
in, make every future combat a little bit more difficult and much more risky for the hunters.
Hope's matured.
Hoax
Okay,
matures, all right.
what's he
This
going
is
to
gonna
get?
be interesting.
So I think Godalming has got a stake. I think he was risking because he wasn't ambushed. He was assuming it was going to be aristocratic, so he would just take the delay and save the stake. So because he was trying to escape that route and didn't want to get involved in any kind of fight, I think he'll stake this reckless now. We'll see that done today.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. And if
But then
that
he's down
is
an
the
item and he's far from
situation,
a big city.
that's a clever ruse on PirateJoe's part uh, to not ambush in that situation. Right? If you're
Yeah,
assuming stake, you want to ambush. Oh, no
he
stake.
hasn't. He hasn't got a stake.
Well,
Wow.
well now
Okay.
Godalming has a day fight to try to kill
All
this
the reckless got to
vampire.
do. Yeah.
He's
Reckless
gonna
got
want
to
to.
keep his hell and
Yeah.
escape. Godalming's health is too high at the moment for a day fight to try and take him out of reckless. You want to try and get out of this with decent health, and then he's got to fight you at night.
Yeah, I have to imagine that Godalming does not want to fight the Reckless at night.
No,
Um, so if
no.
I'm the Reckless, I might think he might burn a host on me. He might throw a knife. All right. Well, that's one turn with no damage done.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, Godalming's waiting for the. I think you're right. I think he's probably got a knife there. He'll be waiting for the fangs to come out, try and bait the fangs out of him.
What now?
Yeah,
Host?
right.
Nope.
Okay, well,
Okay.
rifle. Okay.
Every turn that PirateJoe survives with this vamp is a win, and is basically a win. And now he knows
Yeah,
Godalming has a rifle.
and he's got a
Maybe,
rifle and gold bullets.
maybe Pizza's wish came true. Maybe Godalming is drawing all the bullets.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's taking this fight. But if so, that's you can play around that.
Oh yeah, he's.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
nice punch.
Yeah, now that would work because you obviously he's got the one less damage because mesmerized in play, but the one rifle damage plus the holy bullets would take him down to 4 and would kill him. So he has to risk playing it. You know that it can't get broken with strength because it's a day fight, but
Ooh,
there's escape and missed.
nice.
A knife and
That's a
rifle. Okay.
coup. So now PirateJoe knows exactly what Godalming has: a horse, a rifle, and a knife. And
Yeah.
Godalming, if he wants to try this again, he's gonna have to fight at night. When, yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. I guess from Dracula's point of view, it potentially deters fanging quickly to get the points, and your claws are out the way. So arguably, both the items that could kill a hunter can be blocked. Your knife for the fangs, and obviously your rifle for the claws. You want to try and play a strength to break at least one of those conventional, knowing he doesn't have a heavenly host. So I'd be tempted to, if you get a mesmerize off, then neither weapon can kill you straight away. But if you can get a couple of strengths in your hand in the opening hand, that'll be great. You can break both. Oh, hang on, here comes a
Ooh,
sense.
man,
Maybe she's got the
that's
stake.
maybe she does. And with that crucifix shown, there's not that much that a vamp can do.
No,
Does does PirateJoe even want to ambush here with a crucifix showing?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you want to make her waste her night action, even though it's just a night action.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me.
because if she's got a stake, you're going to die anyway. Worst case scenario. But yeah, that's you don't want to fight during the day and then die and have nothing for them to do at night. Plus it'll burn a stake for the hunters. Waiting for the trade. Okay.
Interesting. Gyro says, good card, escape is missed. And I was thinking that too. It's like, once you get to that point, only a crucifix can cancel the escape is missed. And we know Godalming didn't, we know that one of the 2 crucifixes was on Mina, so.
That's, well, yeah, that, or, I mean, if Godalming had Gloucester's Revenge, you would have played that, would have blocked them there, but again.
No
Okay.
stake, no fight. That's going to mature. Wow.
Why did he move? Why did he move down to? That's interesting.
Was the trade really urgent? Is there something that really needs to be traded? Or is it just a function of trying to block the way out to the sea that way, make it harder? Or maybe it's or maybe Scotsword was just thinking PirateJoe's definitely gonna ambush me. Let's go and make him ambush against the crucifix. Maybe kill the vamp that way, and maybe just PirateJoe didn't take that bait. Yeah. It'll be interesting to watch Scotsword's recording later and see what was going through his head in that moment. Interesting.
Well, Godalming's got the crucifix. That's been transferred across to him, so we know that Mina's got a rifle or a knife, at least one of them.
Interesting.
He needs to go
I guess he needs to supply further?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, the good thing is, there hasn't been a long trail for them to take care of. That's now been burnt, and rule form wasn't used. So, you know that Dracula is still within the vicinity of where the hunters are. And if he's got a surprising return to bring Rufus back, then, maybe trying to force it to sea. Yep, trying to triangulate, block a potential path, stop them going to the ports to get away.
I see. Maybe he's assuming that, as you were saying, Drax going to want to go to sea. So make the sea spaces tempting but very risky, because Renewed Vigor can lead to 3 hunters on Dracula in that case.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just playing for maximizing the potential impact of Renewed Vigor.
The other thing I like about the hunters now is we know they've got Renewed Vigor. We know these hunters have got fast horses on them. So if wherever Dracula is at the moment, if you look where Stewart, Mina and Godalming are, Renewed Vigor can get any of them to jump on where he is. So he's going to be in a position now of when does he want to pull the trigger on the wolf form? He's not wolf formed yet, which makes me think Sophia, he's probably gone. Klausenberg, 11. He could be up past Vienna with Seward now, and then look to wolf form into Central Europe.
Could be. So we were Athens, Valona, and then he had his. After Valona, was there 1 space or 2 spaces between Valona and Sofia?
There was a lot, yeah. So 1 space. Then it was Sofia.
So he could have gone Salonika, Belgrade, Klausenberg,
and then 11. Yeah, could have gone that because although he dark called, so he's
could be hiding on the Black Sea coast.
Yeah, he dark called, so he's got 1 less movement than when he was.
That's an interesting play too. Pizza Wizard was saying that not getting a stake on Godalming and Mina collectively is pretty unlucky on Scotsword's part. And I think that's right. I mean, there's 4 stakes, and Godalming and Mina collectively draw more because of Godalming's power. So to have no stakes on either of them is pretty shocking. Okay, we got Mystic Research in play.
4? Okay, 4's fine. Yeah, I mean, with 8 cards left in the item deck, none of the other hunters have doubled up on stakes and discarded any either. So you can have to imagine that only 2 have been drawn and the other 2 are still in the deck.
Yeah, for sure.
15, he's feeding, you see what I mean? This is the most Drax now be thinking, right, I'll go to sea, I've got 2 hunters, he's now, right, I'm going to feed, I'll bolster up. He's still comfortable wherever he is. He could have slipped by. I think they need to check Klausenberg just to rule out he hasn't gone there.
I wonder if the hide means I wonder if the feed means hiding on the Black Sea coast placement is more likely. Because if you're under a
Yeah.
fog or something, you might feel more comfortable. Interesting.
Went back to Sophia.
Okay, Vampire and
Misdirected, went back.
Sophia.
Okay.
So there's no hide. That theory is nixed.
So he could be in Salonika now. Yeah, you could be right
Certainly.
as well, Snuff. He could be feeding because he's going to be going to the seas shortly.
Yep. So we got a lucky find. We discarded a garlic. There's a lot of hosts out there, we can assume. There's no, the only item of interest that's been discarded is probably the knife. There's probably a lot of stakes, a lot of hosts among these hunters is my guess.
See. Yeah.
Start with
There's
a fang.
He's going for it.
Okay.
Nice dodge. Okay. Let's see if Seward fares better with this one in the day. Or you prefer that? I mean, you're only dodging the fangs of Reckless. That's the only real power they have. A new vampire with the 2 additional health, absolute pain. He's double fanging.
Nice.
Okay, he's gone.
Well played. Well played.
Oh.
So I guess Seward's got a stake.
Yeah.
So from a preventing an influence point win standpoint, that doesn't really matter, at least not at the moment. Taking Drac from 8 to 9 doesn't buy him another turn when you get to week 4, and it doesn't. But one more fang like that, then it does matter.
Yeah. Yeah, nine at this stage of the game is
it's
pretty
takes you to the
high.
point where an unrumored reckless or aristocratic will win the game for PirateJoe here.
Yeah.
So it matters in that sense. Interesting.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you could bait a non-vampire card with a rumor token, and as we saw yesterday, spoiler, with Geo, Pizza Wizard never checked Cadiz, and we just had a 4 reckless mature because there was no rumor on it. So you throw down enough rumor tokens to distract the hunters, distract the gaze off the eye of Mordor, different franchise, and then all of a sudden, a lowly little 4-pointer wins you the game. So
I'm so sad that you made a great Lord of the Rings reference, and our boy Strider is not even here to hear it.
Oh yeah. Listen, his ears will be burning somewhere, I'm sure. You'll be like, I felt a tremor in the force.
Now that's a whole different franchise.
Yeah. I'm just throwing them all out there.
Okay, Mina's delayed, all right.
Delayed. Okay, well, that's fine. So Sophia, you'd imagine... Oh, interesting, he didn't... What did Stuart do at night? He must have healed, did he? Yeah, he did, okay. But he didn't go after the Drac. If he had a stake, you think he would take it out.
Yeah, interesting. He
Still
has to have a stake. Surely Helsing didn't draw all the stakes.
He's just there. He's just there whittling tombstones for all the hunters.
Now, interesting, is that a hide? Is PirateJoe on the coast right now, or has our speculation been totally off? Is Dracula now... Is it possible for Dracula to be heading west still? Is there a way that his spot would not have been checked?
Well, Scenario wasn't checked. So Sophia, Scenario was getting checked now. No, okay, yeah. So he gone Belgrade, he dark called Sophia. So yeah, I think either Varna or Salonika with a hide.
I wonder if that was a misclick. I can't imagine there's any reason to stake during the day.
Well, remember, Mystic Research is in place, so we can supply an event card tonight.
Yeah, but you don't want to waste that for no reason. Okay, Helsing just discarded a stake.
There's one gone. I guess he's maybe looking for surprise in return, and then when he goes to sea, you can bring Rufus back.
That's true.
So the trail's been tidied up, but that 9 is still concerning. You've got to make sure. Now it means the hunters have to split it where they can't even risk letting the trail carry on. Because as we say, although saying that, there's been 2 reckless and aristocratic have been discarded. There's still 2 fighting there and aristocrats, so there are still vampires that can win the game with that. So he's going to have to be diligent with the trail instead of jumping on Dracula. But
yeah, I'd imagine say putting the vamps here in the east, it's a little bit. I think that PirateJoe's just trying to put all the vamps down, hope he gets the points, because if he just one slips through, he wins. But it's a little bit risky because you might want those later. And Seward had just come in, he didn't know what level, what Seward has in terms of stakes, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see because it's gonna be interesting to see how many vamps PirateJoe has left and how he rations them, to the extent he needs to ration them.
Yeah, well, we're still there. He's dark called twice now in the match, so he's got the cards that he's got there. He might just keep discarding there. A desecrated soil getting thrown down can burn through the deck and get the vamps back. He's also got that Dracula card from the Hoax that he's obviously retained, so we don't know what that is. So, wow, he's still not okay. Has he? I think so. Sophia. Mina was in Bucharest, so he couldn't have gone there. Yeah, he did.
Interesting. Is there forewarned? Nope.
Nope.
That is a safe Dracula. Interesting. That is a tough position. That was risky, right? Because if
it was, yeah.
Because he had to have gone Solana, could have Valona. He's got all these hunters with renewed vigor around. You know, even a healthy Dracula. There's the hide.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I guess we were saying, like, he's opportunistic, he's... Huh. Wow. Well, that's going to put Drac in a very good position. Does he try to...
And, of course, Seward's used up his stake in Sophia. So whatever this is, if it's a vampire, he could be jumping on that as well.
So this is a fully healthy Godalming, good events, Crucifix. I don't think Dracula's going to stick around for this combat, but...
He's already been bitten though, remember? One more. If you can get rid of the Crucifix and second bite and he's out. So I think you're right. I think, no, he's fully healed up. I would be going to the sea or go to Athens because you know that area is blocked now unless you had excellent weathers to it. But your options are go to Athens. You don't really want to wolf form out of there because the other two are still around. I guess an Adriatic and a wolf from there would be nice.
Ooh,
oh well, okay.
We're going into combat.
Here we go.
This is Yeah, this is interesting that he's taking this combat. This could be a mistake, right? Because we had a trade, which is how he's got the Crucifix. We have Lucy's Revenge. Last time we saw Godalming having a knife and a rifle. So if he has those same items, okay, you burned your strength. Because you want to play a claw against the Crucifix, but you don't know if he has still got that rifle, which would counter the claw.
Yeah, Mina discarded a knife in Bucharest when she went, so you imagine that she must have traded the Crucifix for the knife with Godalming. Then she discarded it in Bucharest. So he's got a rifle, a Crucifix.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, nice. Yeah, he's got to be aware of that because he doesn't want to get bitten twice. So he has to keep that. He has to keep defending against that mesmerize.
Interesting.
You know that Drac can't escape his bat though, which is good because Lucy's Revenge is in play, and the bite won't kill him either because Lucy's Revenge is there. So.
Yeah, it's not really a good place to escape his bat anyway.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I think Dracula ultimately wants to go across the Adriatic here.
Although, no, here you go. He's got to get the med.
Wow, well played, Scotsword.
Yeah, he had to double the mez to try and get those fangs, get the second bite, so that was good block. I guess with Escape his bat, though, he can get all the way up to Seged, and then Wolf Form is still available, so he can get 4 away from where he is.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Maybe that is the time to do it. And you'd have only Mina really around there to kind of catch you quickly. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we spent the pre-game period talking about how Scotsword's like not known for being great at combat, but he's played this one flawlessly. He's kind of perfectly predicted what Dracula would do in all of them.
He has. And the good thing is, Drax now burnt his 2 mesmerized, which is good. So he doesn't have to worry about getting bitten,
Yep.
as in mesmerized and fanged. So that's okay. He's still maintained. He's only revealed his crucifix because he had 2 punches. So you still don't know what the other items are, which are obviously it could be a knife. There's a knife.
Wow. Good play.
Well played. Well played.
I would have expected like a claw or something, assuming there'd be a gun. I guess after the crucifix, maybe not the claw.
I think that's a good bait with the crucifix. Makes him play as he thought, right, I'll play fangs now because the crucifix is gone. Maybe he saw Mina discarding a knife. He thought, right, I'll fang now, and obviously the knife's now been revealed. We don't know, of course, if the rifle stayed with Godalming or if it's gone to Mina and he's got something else on him. So he's done well to hide the weapons from Drac.
Another fang.
Second fang, dodge.
There's the rifle.
Nope.
Okay, so he has the rifle, the knife, and the crucifix. That
Okay.
helps.
That does.
That helps a little bit,
does.
but man. So Dracula loses almost half his health in this combat. A combat that he voluntarily chose, that he could have avoided. Man, PirateJoe's really going to be kicking himself here.
Well, the thing is, he's fed, so he can't even stay where he is now and feed to try and fight Godalming in the day. So yeah, he again, like I was saying, sometimes it's the bigger picture. There's another one.
Godalming's going to be happy to take those claws.
Absolutely. Drac knows he's trapped in now with Lucius Revenge, so he can't go anywhere. There's another 3 because he blocked both mesmerized. The weapons are doing full damage.
So Dracula loses 2/3 of his health in a fight he could have chosen not to take. That's massive. That is a wild swing in this game, and it just goes to show, like one good combat can just change the entire course of a game. Well, very impressive.
And PirateJoe playing to form there. That was the case. I'd said in the past before we game it. If there's a foggy, we'll take the chance, even at the risk of hunters jumping on him. There, I think, is a mistake. He should have gone to sea with that and left them to deal with Salonika, get away, fight up. All right, they can't get to him during the day. He can't feed now to try and take Godalming out because that's the little trail. He can't dark call because it'll take more damage off him. So he can't stay. He has to move now. And if he goes to sea, which if he has to, he's going to be down to 3 health. So... yeah, I would have avoided that, and I would have left Godalming sitting there, and I would have been away with my full health. So yeah.
So obviously the advantage to not taking the fight would be you can go across the Adriatic and then start putting stuff down in the boot of Italy that's hard for the hunters to get to, especially when they still do have one thing in Salonika to have to deal with. But obviously, I can imagine PirateJoe was thinking, okay, may as well take the fight. I just get 1 bite and Godalming's dead. I'm at 12 influence. And they're down their strongest hunter. He has to resupply again. Like, I could see why he might have thought that was advantageous, right? Yeah. I like when Scotsword streams, he always talks about, it's easy to say this in hindsight. You do too. But I think it's always good when you stream to, when you ding someone, steel man it, see what they might have been thinking. And I can certainly see why PirateJoe might have thought that would have been an advantageous move to stay in Valona. Especially without Sister Agatha, you can feed if you get hurt a little bit. I get it.
Well, yeah. I from the other side, I'd be looking at it where Dracula's already fed, the fog kicked in, which is great. However, you'd be sitting thinking, right, Godalming's done swaps with Mina. He's revealed that he's got a crucifix, which can do some damage. That's a good move by Godalming. Basically you've got that in play, and then you got to think, right, I mean, the way Godalming was trying to find Dracula, here comes Rufus.
Athens. Or Salonika. It is Athens. Makes sense.
Athens. Yeah, I'd have been thinking, right, okay, well, he's got a crucifix, he jumped, Godalming went to Sarajevo to find Dracula, so he wasn't concerned about finding him. He obviously had a card on him that would do some damage to me. If I hadn't fed, I'd be thinking, right, okay, I'll take the fight now because I can feed the following day. But because he had, and then hit it, in that scenario from Dracula, you take the win in as much as you get out of there. You've got 9 IDS already. I would be out of there and wolf forming to try and target Van Helsing because he's on his own. These hunters are stuck here and just try and get away. But
So you know what Drac better be hoping is that there's no excellent weather on Seward and no a heroic leap. I bet Scotsword. We know Scotsword has a renewed vigor he hasn't played. I wonder if Scotsword's looking to see if there's a way he could trade a heroic leap and an excellent weather onto Seward right now. Because if he has that, that's an instant win. Um,
well, yeah, that's a good shout, mate. Because the other thing as well is Stewart used his stake up in 50, and Salonica has to be dealt with. If Salonica's got a hide and there's no, or even a bats on it, and there's no forewarned on Stewart, and that matures as a 4, then Dracula wins anyway. So you can go to C. So you're right. He either needs to decide jump on Dracula and take him out while his health is down, or deal with Salonica and risk getting delayed, and then you don't deal with Salonica. So yeah, he's obviously not wanting to go to C yet, but
Scotsword thinking, I'm sure he is thinking. And you raise a good point, right? If that doesn't work, like if there's another, even if you have that awesome power combo, if there's another fog in Athens, and Seward doesn't also have forewarned, then you're screwed. And as you were
yeah,
saying, if the hunters are not able to deal with Salonica, that could also be a vamp. You could also be screwed. So,
yeah.
very tricky.
And bear in mind, Dracula still has that vampire card, so you know it's not fortuitous in as much as where the day of the week is. He's not going to land and get influence points. Oh, right, okay. So there's a wolf in Salonica, right? Okay,
Interesting.
that's there. But is the delay card bats? Is he going to move him away in the hide? I mean, you play it if you can because it's just a hide.
Waiting for PirateJoe. What could that be?
Yeah, because Seward searched that, so...
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's the other fog!
Yeah,
Man.
okay.
But,
well, it's not the worst. It's
No.
not the worst, because Vallona's fog is going to disappear after tonight.
And it's not a vamp.
Seward, yeah, and Seward can just supply.
There's the other crucifix. 3 stakes in the discard, though, so if PirateJoe can draw some more vamps, they're going to be very potent very soon. But that does require PirateJoe to survive.
Yeah. I mean, there's no trail left. You want to force it to sea and then get your hunters tooled up, healed up, and ready to jump for the next stage.
Going to sea is so difficult here, though, because, right, you're going to take 2 damage. You're going to take at least 3 damage, a 4th if you wolf form, right? And a consecrated ground here would just be... Could.
I mean, the thing is, all he can do is, from there, all he can do is wolf form to 50, which he's going to have 2 hunters on him regardless. Both fogs have been used. Unless he change... Yeah, so Sophia drops off. Maybe Sophia drops off, you make it into a layer, then you wolf form into it, and hope to get double up where you've got 2 hunters that you can do some damage on them. But your feed is still... Yeah, your feed is far off. So yeah, you're right. He's either... He can't hide in Athens, he can't feed, so he either goes to sea and takes a 2 damage, or he can only wolf form into a hunter or into 50. So yeah, you're right. That combat with Godalming was a bit too risky, I think.
So I guess what he's got to do... this is just... If I were PirateJoe, I'd probably move 2 sea spaces, and then hope you can land and create some confusion about where you're at. But even that is risky, because if there's a money trail and a consecrated ground, you're dead.
Yeah.
And there are no hosts in the discard. So it looks like at least that part of the calculus, PirateJoe agrees with me, he's got to go to sea. But,
Yeah, you need to do that.
Like, really, if there's a money trail in CG, like, none of these sea spaces have enough places to land.
Oh, there's a second surprising return. Here comes Rufus. Yeah, okay. Well, that's going to make his decision. You can't go any more than 2 sea spaces.
Captain Gyro's surprise return, Rufus Smith. Yep. And Pizza Wizard supporting his teammate says he stands by PirateJoe's decision. I would have also taken that fight, which is fair. I get it.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, he'd be in the difficult position Dracula's in now as well. But that's fine. No, I like that. You got support.
Earlier, Gyro had spoken up some words in agreement that there was a very limited trail and Drac needed a big play. I still think I would have rather put more trail in Italy, but I get it. There's definitely advantages.
I think having 3 hunters in close vicinity to Dracula and knowing they've got renewed vigour, you're playing risky by not wolf forming out of Baltica or going to sea early with the trail that's laid down. I mean, he was jumping back and forward so long. And okay, you get that where sometimes hunters think, right, you wouldn't be that close to me, why would you? So we'll ignore it. But all they have to do is check it. I mean, by then, when they were coming into there, he could have done the Belgrade route, the 11, and been away and start laying a trail down in Germany for one hunter to deal with. The fog would have delayed Godalming regardless. So you're one down there. I think he just painted himself into a corner slightly. If Godalming was on less health, because what was he on? They're both on full health, weren't they, when they fought?
They were both on full health, that's correct. Oh, and Mina's showing a Speedy Telegraph now, so hunters have a Speedy Telegraph and Renewed Vigor, that classic big combo.
Yeah, she's had that a while. She's been showing. Rufus is in play. Okay, so
Rufus means you can't wolf form after this.
Nope. He's going to have to land. Feed will come back off. I guess you do. Yeah. I mean, I guess you do Cagliari. And then feed. And then you can hide, lay a trap down there. But again, Van Helsing's just been sitting there quite quietly in Marseille enjoying the red wine. He can just excellent weather. Fogs are out of the way. He could jump onto Cagliari with a heroic leap and you're dead. So, or do you go Black Sea and try and get...
There's the money trail. That's just the card.
Black Sea. Yeah, he's trying to go home.
So now, even if there's no consecrated ground, but CG is an insta-kill. Even if there's no consecrated ground, the hunters can just have 3 hunters blocking the 2 landing spots, forcing a 1 health Drac to land on at least 1 hunter.
Correct.
Forcing a day fight. This seems like it's curtains for Dracula. I have to...
It does.
I can't imagine how Dracula could survive that situation.
No, you're going to be struggling here. And neither Coast City are a layer either. You can even think, okay, at least if I land on a layer, that'll trigger first. So you may have an option to try and do some damage, But again, he's blown both his fogs, done it anyway. So yeah, they're just going to if they get the right horse economy, which they will, you block Varna, you block Constanta, and then of course bear in mind they've got renewed vigor, so it doesn't matter. Whoever he lands on, they'll just be able to jump on him tomorrow.
Oh right, we didn't use the renewed vigor, which I'm sorry, I should have known and mentioned. So you might create a single safe landing spot unless there's a speedy telegraph. Oh, and Godalming has already taken his turn, so Mina can block 17 with a speedy telegraph if she has speedy telegraph. Sense of emergency. She can use a sense of emergency if she has it. She does not. Okay, so there's going to be 1 single safe for now landing spot for Dracula.
Unless CG's played tonight.
Unless CG is played right now, in which case the game is over.
Yeah.
Also, Strider's in the house. He has joined us. Strider, you missed an excellent Lord of the Rings reference. You're going to have to make sure to watch this whole thing in full to catch that.
That was just for you, Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
Okay.
So I guess the hunters now, I mean, so he's going to land in 17. Okay, if he gets through tonight without CG, he lands in 17, he throws something down there. Both Steward and Mina are full health, so even a vampire's not really going to do much damage against them. You could try and hope to get an escaper's bat, which would then let you get into the house, but you're only going to get 5 health when you go home. Then you get your feed. I guess he lands now, then feeds, or does he land and no? You've got to put in a bed.
I think he lands then dies, but yeah, if somehow that doesn't happen, yeah, you want to feed. Yes, you want to feed. When you're at 1 health, surrounded by 3 hunters, you want to feed for sure. Sorry if that was a little too snarky, but that's where we're at here.
Oh, I like that. That was any permutations academic now. No, when he lands, he dies, and that's it. Sorry, I've got to. That's the truth, boys and girls.
Okay, he is gonna land and feed. He's got an earthly swiftness. Did you remember that Dracula card he drew from that hoax? I totally forgot he had a drag card.
I've been saying it after every move. He's got his Dracula card. We don't know what it is. I'd forgotten what it. I mean, we don't know what it was, but
yeah.
So he lands, he feeds and wolves to the, and then he can get to Castle Dracula. Or does he jump onto Lair? Does he jump onto Salonica?
Here's our new.
Oh, here we go. Ah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He landed and he fed. So, okay, yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if he can pull a rabbit out of the hat here.
I mean, if there's any way he can dodge this. Athens hasn't been touched. Now, Athens could be an aristocratic, and again, it could be what we saw the other night. I think he's going to, unless he's got some AAA combat here. Okay, well, nope, there's your escape route. Okay. See ya. And then he can supply. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get tooled up.
Killing a hunter would get him the win first, right? Because it's 2 points plus the number of despair tokens.
Yeah.
So that would be enough.
Yeah.
I like it.
But he's on 4 health. I mean, if he's going to have, it's going to be at least 2 hunters.
Yeah, probably.
4 health.
Probably cannot work, but
I
like it.
3 now.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, He needs to get away from...
Just making the hunters need to think about it is helpful.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing I had when I was playing Backstab in my match. I took the 2v1. It's just trying to give them something to think about, so they can't just jump straight on there. But yeah, it's a real back against the wall. So he knows the weapons that Godalming's got. You'll try to escape here. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So Godalming's got he hasn't supplied items since he left Valona. So he's got his crucifix, he's got his rifle and his knife.
Yeah, I can't remember if there's been a trade or not, because he and Mina were on the same space, right?
Right. Does he punch?
Okay.
Hang on.
That helps.
Hang on. And of course, Lucius Revenge has been played, so...
Some folks in the chat are saying a fog would have been awesome, but we saw both fogs played, so there wasn't really time to go through the deck and draw a third fog. So that was kind of out of the question. For the also, hi Errol, and hi Strider. I didn't say hello to you guys. Yeah, both fogs have already been played.
Snuff, does your graphic of Godalming show that he's had his bite removed?
No.
Oh, my fight graphic shows he's not got his fang mark anymore. I thought had a blood transfusion been done that I didn't notice, but it must just be a glitch.
It's
strange,
just not
dragged through. So he's still got his fang. Yeah, he's still got his bite. Okay.
So this is going to be. So Godalming can dodge again in round 6. This is going to be at most 4 damage. Not bad.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Good play. Good combat. I think that's what needed me. A bit of jibing with my stick that Scotsword's not good at combat, and it's woken that beast within him, and he's tapping into his full potential. That's what a good coach does.
There you go.
Sadly, I'm a better coach than a player, but that's by the by. So yeah, this comes down to they've got to take him out right now. Which, I mean, there's not been any planned ambushes shown or anything like that as well. So they could, if they've got a couple of them, it could be pretty dire. Shane Van Helsing doesn't have a vampire lair. He could play it now just to put some salt in the wound to get down to 7. Sorry.
Interesting. So I will say that since they clearly don't have CG, in hindsight, it would have been better to go to one of their Cs that were harder to get to. But honestly, I would have made the same move just to try to be confusing. You know, I don't blame him for the Black Sea move.
Really, it was all he was forced into, because the risk at Adriatic is, that's your funnel neck, you get CG and you're dead there. Cagliari, Van Helsing sitting there, you couldn't risk landing there and feed, and then you're going straight back to sea and taking another 2 damage. So, yeah, the Black Sea, but the trouble is, by his own design, unintentionally, the hunters haven't left Baltica because they were trapped there. So, previously they might have started to move out and go west. They couldn't. So they were still there when he landed. So, yeah, that's been difficult. And renewed vigor, you knew was kicking about.
So I think this is an auto win here because there's 3 hunters on it, but they all play a weapon. Dracula's dead. I don't think there's anything that can be done. I think if I'm Drac, I just play a Fangs and hope I hit a Heavenly Host. I have to imagine that Scotsword wouldn't do that. Oh, there's a GG. Yeah, PirateJoe says GG.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult.
Stratus says Drac does not have to win this game, and the answer is true. But to win the whole tournament, he needs to be in week 4 and at 12 influence. So
this is rough. 2 of the hunters have got planned ambushes.
So this is going to be a Scotsword, Garlic Farmers win, unless we see something really unusual or unexpected.
Yeah. Gio, are you celebrating yet? Yeah, I think with this, you dodge a Seward, you've got planned ambush on both Godalming and Mina, so yeah, you would target. Yeah, that's the only one you can target.
Didn't even get a damage card.
Yeah, them's the breaks. That's what I had.
All right.
You get 2 bats, so Mr. Mesmerize. Yeah, this could be it. If he's got a heavily hook line on, he won't have that. And he stopped it. Yeah, you're right. The permutation, he stopped the game. So you're the stat man of the duo here, my friend. Does this mean that? So this means that with this win, PirateJoe didn't get enough IDS to win the tournament.
Correct. So this is going to be a 6 IDS win. So that's GG. So how does that work? They would have been tied at 2. So with 2, so I think that means the Garlic Farmer is going to be 8 IDS points ahead of Pizza Wizard. It's going to be 64 to 56 or something like that. PirateJoe is out. I was gonna ask if he wanted to hop on and talk, but I get that. He's not the biggest talker, and that's how it goes. So,
well, shall we see if the new crown champion wants to come on?
I might just ping. PirateJoe privately too. But yes, we definitely can have them on. Congratulations to Pirate Wizard for a great tournament. Congrats to Scotsword and the Garlic Farmers for the win.
Definitely. And commiserations, but Pizza Wizard, you and your partner, PirateJoe, played a fantastic tournament as well, pushed it all the way. It's what makes it exciting. Every other team that's been involved, again, thank you for that. It's been a pleasure playing against you. It's been nail-biting stuff, and it's as I said, it's probably a fitting way. Either win, or rather, whoever had won tonight deserved to win. It's one of those games that you don't mind. You want to watch it. We certainly got a spectacle.
Sorry, y'all. I'm bad at Discord. I didn't know that would end my call. I thought that adding Scotsword would just add Scotsword to the call, but it looks like I've created a new call. Hey, Scotsword. Sorry. Congratulations. Start with that. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Incredible win.
I need to wait for my heartbeat to come down to normal.
Hold on. I thought that just being in my call with Mystios and just adding you in would auto add him to the call.
It does. He has to re-accept. That's the problem.
Ooh. Shoot. I'm gonna mess this up. Sorry to take down the tenor of the moment. Uh, hold up.
Holy crap!
Shoot. I hope he knows he's not on anymore. That's my bad. Hold on. Let me just join the call with just him, and then tell him to come over to this
Oh,
call.
here's the easy solution. We can just hop into one of the Discord channels in the Discord.
Sure. That sounds good. Um, okay. Oh, missed this.
Damn it! I was talking amazing stuff on the other call, and it'd been cut off.
So I'm sorry. I don't know Discord that well. I thought if I just hit the little add Scottster to this chat button, it would just add him without cutting us off. I didn't realize it would do that. So Scottster came in. I was talking to him, and then he just left saying, "Let's go to a Discord room." Uh,
Right.
okay, he's going to voice channel 2. Let's go there.
It's a team tournament. I had so much more riding on that. Poor Geordie.
All right, we're all in. Sorry about that.
God damn it! That's twice I've been cut off, you motherfuckers.
Oh man.
Scotsword. Come on then.
Wow.
Come on. Tell us.
I'm in shock. That game was just unreal.
Scotsword's good at combat now. Hey!
I know. Look at that. I was bluffing all along. I'm the bluffer.
You are the Bluffaluffagus. Hey, that's the
God
joke.
damn it. That's what I was saying. That's why I goaded you before the game, mate. I thought I'm gonna make this public knowledge, and it woke that beast inside you. That was very good combat play, mate. You played very well.
Well, I didn't have horses. I was like, well, I'm not going to die here with Lucy's Revenge, so I can just wail on him. Oh my goodness. The run of the cards he got at the beginning, though. Jeez. Oh, I had no stakes on the right-hand side. He drew every cancel card imaginable with that Reckless. He didn't get into the... I tried to bait him into, I'm going to sense of emergency with Mina because I'm going to stake it, and he didn't fall for it. I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
We had been talking about that. I was like wondering which running through your head because Mina had the crucifix showing at that point. I was thinking, we were thinking like, okay, if you see that crucifix, you want that vamp to mature, you don't fight it, right?
Right.
So and he didn't take that bait, and it turned out to
No.
work out really well for him. Put him at that 9-point lead with the hoax mature. He was in the catbird
He
seat,
was.
right?
Yeah.
But sort of like everything in this game, like one move, one circumstance, one bit of luck, like one little thing can turn the entire game. And him choosing to take that fight with Godalming in in Valona totally upended the course of that game.
That was a mistake.
I knew I had Rufus inbound, so I knew if I could just damage him a little bit, he's going to be really hurt after this. I had the opportunity to jump on him in Athens when I had 2 surprising returns. I only just drew the second one, so I was like, right, I can definitely search here with Athens, and I was very tempted to pull the trigger with Seward because he had full Warn to block fog, and I had Speedy Telegraph and stuff. But I was really worried that the 1v1 would go badly against me, and I didn't want him getting a little bit of health that would help him escape to sea. I was like, he's already in a really bad position. He can't feed. He's on 5 health. Rufus is in play. He's going to have to land with 1 HP. He can't wall form. I'm just going to play the safe thing. Just search Salonica, wait for him to hurt himself, and I've got a week to pounce on him, and hopefully he'll be enough. So
Did you have money
he
draw
tried
at
to
that
do the
point?
sneaky thing. Say again?
Did you have money trail at that point, or did you draw it after?
Yeah, I had money trail very early. The renewed vigors came later.
No, you got renewed vigor in the first week.
Oh, true. Yeah, because I ended up swapping it around. I had a second one, just in case.
Of course you did. Yeah.
But
no,
the run of the cards was so against me at the beginning, though. He played that incredibly well.
We were saying the before the match, I was saying about Drac, PirateJoe is the kind of player that if he's got a chance to kill Drac, he will, regardless of what the outcome might be. And that was a mistake. He should have left you where he was, gone to sea, and he could have been over, wolf form, and he could have been laying traps down with Van Helsing, staying there, and then just not wolf forming, going. And I get it. Sometimes you want to go the closest to Hunter because they think you've gone further away. But Sophia, then back to Valona, and I said to Snuff, the way Godalming was chasing him down, I was like, he's got something there, like Lucius Revenge, that he's not concerned about dying because he's got enough. The way you check Sarajevo with Godalming, then you check Valona, I'd be thinking, right, he's got something to protect him from that.
All that movement with Godalming, it wasn't a show of force. It was legitimately I had 2 horses on Mina and I had to get them traded. But I could never get her to him.
Oh, jeez. Well, it looked good on film. It looked like you knew what you were doing.
Seriously, for the first 40 minutes of that game, I did not know what I was doing at all. I was just winging it to the max.
So Godalming going to Valona with that first reckless then. And obviously didn't have a stake on him. And Mina then going down, as you say, hoping to bait him out into a day.
Yeah.
But neither obviously had. So at that position then you were thinking, do I let it go and just carry on? Or because jumping on it without a stake, did you assume that I could maybe just get him killed with two hunter combats anyway?
Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to bait the day fight with Mina.
Right.
He just drew every cancel card, and I mean, okay, I should have played a little bit differently. I should have tried to dodge first to block the strength, and then play punch. But just the fact he just kept drawing these cancels, I was never going to do that much damage to the vampire. And all it takes is vampires on 1 health, and then it fangs at the right moment, and then it's up to 3, and I can't kill it again. I mean, I had the option to go and stop Athens, but I was kind of like, well, the vampire's going to mature then, because if it's a hoax, I haven't got a stake, so I can't not become underlaid, and I didn't have enough movement with Mina, and because then Godalming rolled slow with his first horse roll, I could have potentially done Sense of Emergency to get Mina to Valona and Godalming to Athens, but the tickets weren't cooperating, so I'm like, okay, I'll try and kill this vampire, but if it doesn't work, I'm not going to go into a stupid night fight with Mina, just trying to stop 7 points, because then the game accelerates out of my control then. Let's just give him, up to 8 points, because you already find Godalming at that point. Let's just build from here and just hope I can catch him later. But that was really intense. And the fact he got so many points at the beginning, I was really up against it. And then I started to stabilize, and the cards started to fall for me a little bit. But yeah, that combat in Valona just flipped the entire game in my favor.
So how did you? You must have been kind of like psychoanalyzing him because you knew that he knew that you had a bite, that a fang would kill you, would be the easiest way to kill you, but you knew that he knew that you had a crucifix. So I had to imagine you were trying to psychoanalyze how PirateJoe would have been weighing both of those variables, the desire to fang you, but the risk of. So I guess you must have been thinking, okay, he's going to want to kill me with a fang, so he's got to mesmerize me. So you were probably thinking of how can I maximize the odds that I beat the mesmerize. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, well, I can just, because I was really worried I'd play Crucifix first and then he would play Plotting. In the end, he didn't do that. But I was like, well, let's just play Punch, because Punch is really safe. I had Lucy's Revenge, so I knew, okay, so even if he does somehow manage to bite me, he gets a point, but Godalming doesn't die, so the game doesn't end. I had an escape route already to trade. I did loads of day trades with Van Helsing because the events were all over the place. So if he decided to, I don't know why he would do this, but if he somehow stayed under the fog to try and kill Godalming in the second combat, I had escape route ready to go. So as soon as I realized, right, I can play Lucy's Revenge in this first combat. He can't escape his bat. I can't die. I'll just try and wail on him as much as I can because Godalming can resupply very easily. Let's just wail on him and just see if I can get lots of damage in. And I did. So it worked out.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, he was.
2/3 of Dracula's health gone in a fight that Dracula did not need to take. That is just absolutely wild turn of events.
But then, without Lucy's Revenge, he might well have killed me, and then that's GG already. Because if he fangs me, then he'd get the 1 point, or the Mesmerized Fangs combo. He'd get the point, plus then Godalming dying. That's it. That's game over. And he didn't know I had Lucy's Revenge.
I know, but
Give
a full Godalming health in the day. Yeah, I don't. I would just. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that as well. To me, in that position, Dracula was in a strong position. Godalming was, Salonika still had to be revealed. We didn't obviously know what that was at that time. Athens
Yeah.
was there or whatever. Even going into combat with Godalming at night, I was saying that to stuff. Had a case of trying to get an escape as bat, but of course then Lucy's Revenge would have cancelled that. But then
Right.
he could have got escape as bat, then a wolf fought and be into Germany. I think he
Yeah.
lingered too long in Baltica. He was too going back and forward between Sofia. He just painted himself into a corner. And I'd said that. I said that's kind of player Joe's. He'll try and kill a hunter. Which okay, you're right. If he killed you, you would have won the game. But really, any part of the game, you know what he's like. He'll try and kill a hunter when he can because it
Right.
gets rid of the cards and various other. I just felt that was too. Yeah, it just felt too. Knowing that the weapons you had, and obviously you'd already revealed that you're a knife and rifle, though you'd had been transferred, so you knew that you had. You're fighting Godalming with 3 weapons.
Mm.
That's the kind that you just go. Do you know what? I'll leave him here. I'm away to the Adriatic. I will fall into Europe, and I'm away. See you later. And he could have,
Right. Right.
that especially with 9 IDS. I mean, by that stage, 3 hunters sitting about, and I was saying that to stuff. When he did end up going to sea, by design, although not intentionally, because he trapped Seward and Godalming, you couldn't leave
Yeah.
Baltica. So when you landed in the Black
Right.
Sea, you were already there ready to go. And it's like
Right.
he's already got renewed vigor. The unearthly swiftness he could have used when he went to Adriatic. He could have been 3 away from Van Hel.
Yeah.
It could have. Yeah, that Valona really did. I think the greed kind of overtook him, and that was the downfall there.
Right. But on another day, if I don't have Lucy's Revenge, he outplays me in combat and he mesmerized fangs me, and then that's GG. So
True, but a
again,
full health.
we talked
Yeah,
about it in other games, right? You need to take the risk sometimes. In
yeah,
this
yeah.
case, it didn't work out for him, and it just swung. It didn't just swing a little bit against him; it swung so far in the other direction.
Oh yeah.
I was on the back foot so much up to that point, but then it swung all the way back the other way. Really, really, not even just a little bit, because you made me think, well, yeah, maybe this fight it goes a little bit, bad for me. I take a little bit of damage. I hurt Gadami even more, so he's useless for a bit. Break his stuff. He has the unearthly swiftness in his back pocket, so he could then can get really far away. Escape his bat, wolf form. Unearthly swiftness is only 5 away from Valona or more. But yeah, I don't think he anticipated it was going to swing so far in the other direction.
No,
Uh,
no, that was. It
with
was like
Rufus in my
remember.
back pocket. Rufus, top tier card. And Lucy's Revenge, top tier card.
Oh fuck, that's right. We have to do right. We have to do that tier ching again. I'm not having that getting taken out because of that.
Lucy's Revenge and
Um.
Rufus Smith, S tier.
Oh, that'll be the end of it now. But no, you're right. It was
Oh,
funny. It was remember the I think the World Tournament. I was playing. The same as that. I was playing PirateJoe's Hunters, and he started in the UK. And remember, he revealed it was like 2-4-1. He took off me with various other things.
yeah.
And I was you were commentating on it, and I was just behind all the step of the way. He went to Valona, he went to the Adriatic, and I had CG. I money trailed, found where he was, and I
Right.
managed to just CG him in the Adriatic, and that was it. But up until there, it was like, nah, this game's over. I've not even nowhere near
Hmm.
this, and that's
Yeah.
the thing about it. I think I think he stayed one more to fight instead of that decision of when to step away and carry on winning it. But
Yeah.
yeah, by the time he went to Athens, he painted himself into a corner because I was saying he's either going to have to layer Sophia and jump on it, or he's going to have to jump onto Godalming or Mina. And then Black
Right.
Sea is either where does he go? He's only got one of two areas. Even with unearthly swiftness, he wouldn't have been able
Mm.
to land. And so yeah, it was
His
game
his
over, man.
inability his inability to wolf form after taking two extra an extra point of Rufus damage was really key.
Yeah,
The fact that I was able to find where he was and just move into position to block him, and even with the feed, I had 3 hunters ready to go. So yeah,
and ambush on two of them as well. Fucking hell.
yeah. Again, I got them. I think I got one. I think quite early. One came in late, but it just means that okay, if there is a vampire, I was thinking it's gonna be a reckless because the other way he wins is just try to accumulate reckless fangs. Was like, well, I've got an escape route and 2 planned ambush. If need be, I'll use the planned ambush against the reckless to stop any fang attacks.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then that might do the trick. I had speedy telegraphs. I could also maybe move Mina in first because you had anti-fang stuff and then the others. I had different ways I could do it. But yeah.
And then,
Against
not that it would matter, it's academic, but the final battle, I've faced that with PirateJoe. He always puts out the, no fighting ones. You get that. It's like, okay, you try and think, I'll try and take some damage here, and you draw 2 bats, a mist, and 2 plot, and you're like, right,
yeah,
brilliant. I'm just going to attack you with harsh
yeah.
language. It's.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I think you would have
But that
kicked his arse regardless. So I think that was more just kind of covering aspect there. But
right. But I think it's tricky though because it's always typical. We've had it so many times with Dracula games where all the combats up to that point, he had all the cards he needed.
yeah.
He had decent stuff against me in the fight against Godalming, but I managed to outplay him. He did fang me at one point where I could have played Crucifix, it would be even worse for him, but, it was there. But then you're just suddenly in the last card. It's just typical. The one time you really, 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 really need good stuff to get out, just the cards are like, nah,
Well, I had that.
nah.
I had that in
Yeah.
my pizza wizard match against him, but I didn't put it. I didn't post it publicly. But I messaged him afterwards. And I said, my hand was 2 bats, I missed a plotting, and 2 es, and it was like, had I got
Yeah.
clawed, I was going to take Seward out, and he would have been dead. But that's, as you said, it's that match where the time you want the cards to do any kind of damage, you get nothing, and you're just like, do you know what? I'm away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the position he was in, he clearly was taking a strategy of, okay, try to deal some damage to the hunters with
Right.
the new vamp, and then try to kill one hunter in the first round of combat if you can, which was unlikely to work, but I mean, it's the best option he had. But I mean,
He
you were not even within kill range.
No.
No, not in the first. And I even into add insult to injury, I had Holy Circle on Seward. So if I really needed to get them out of the combat, I could have done. But then the issue was then Athens was going to mature. I dread to think what that. I think that was probably a vampire. If he'd used Fog
We
in
were saying that.
Valona and in Salonika, I assume it was a vampire.
Yeah,
So I
we
was
were
like,
saying
I'm
that
not
as
going to do any
well.
funny business. I'm just going to jump in on him now, even though he's used feed. I can
Yeah.
get 3 hunters in. Worst case scenario is only 2. I've got planned ambushes. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we were saying, especially after last night's game with Geo's and Pizza Wizard, where Pizza Wizard left Cadiz and it matured as a 4. It's
Right,
like all
right.
Athens has to be is aristocratic, and if that matures, which obviously the trail drops off before he lands, he wins. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. You have to
yeah,
just
yeah,
go
yeah.
after it. I mean, when Drax in that such a weak position, yeah, all you do is get your guys onto him, and that was it. So that was it was a
Yeah.
good game to watch though. Stuff and I had it was some good commentary, and it was back and forward, so I found it very good.
Seeing, I can't wait to watch it back. How was the chat? Were a lot of people watching?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we've had some people come in and out, but we probably had, I mean, 5 or 6 people consistently, and then there's probably 8 total different humans in the chat watching at various points. Um,
Decent.
yeah, so it's been a great turnout, been a great tournament. Looking forward to the last game between Random and Spencer Wolfhart coming up on Wednesday, and
Mhm.
it's been good.
Absolutely.
Yep, congrats again.
anything
Thank
you'd
you.
like to anything you'd like to say about Geo helping you out?
Well, yeah, when I was I said it before we hopped on here, but I was just saying, like, huge respect. I'm going to go now and chat to him as well because I think he's been recording this in Spanish or in Catalan. But yeah,
All
huge
right.
respect to him because he's just come in. Obviously, we talked about it before in the previous game. Like, he came in from New Blood and got his arse handed to him a little bit. He had a really unfair draw at the beginning, but because of the Swiss style, he was able to recover a little bit. But even then, he was still like maybe 9th out of the 11 or something. But he's just played phenomenally well all tournament, and even the games he's lost. Yeah, he lost like the Rakajic one was the only one where he lost really handsomely. All the others he's been really competitive in, and like I was only in this position of base. I mean, I know there was a permutation where PirateJoe could have lost and still won, and we all were very close to it. But I was only in this position where I could give up 9 influence or whatever it was in the end and still win because he just put in such a shift against Pizza Wizard yesterday. We were talking about it, Roscoe. That
Yeah,
there was a point in
yeah.
that game I was like, this is going to be a 15 IDS loss because Pizza Wizard was just getting so many supplies and he was just dealing with everything on the trail. But no, he's played extremely well all tournament. He's just got all the wins when he's needed to. He's and he's been really good with me. Like we've always chat after games, and he's been analyzing like all the other players, and he's really invested. He just played so well. We would
I
never
like
we
when, I
wouldn't
like
be
when you say
close to
that.
this position without him.
Yeah, I like when you say that Gio was studious and was watching. That shows. Yeah, he wants to do better. And watching how the other players play, and we were saying it before. It's like the good thing with YouTube, the good and bad is you get to see as many matches as you can, which is great. But you also get to pick up on how players play, and
Absolutely.
as you say, he's taken the extracurricular work to better himself, which deserves everything. Yeah, so no, congratulations to you both. I'm obviously happy it's you, mate, and Gio that have won it. So congratulations. But yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
it's been a great tournament. Will you be doing another tag team one in the future?
Well, obviously, I was gonna say Bluff, Snuffleupagus, and Philly and I have to sit down and talk about it. But me personally, I would totally be keen to do this same time next year. I think it's a really great format. I think it works well. It lets people come in who maybe wouldn't want to compete in a 1v1, like a full, like you're on your own, having to play both sides type of tournament. You get some really interesting matchups. You can definitely pair old with new or however you want to do it. I would be really keen for it personally.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And if we have enough people for New Blood next year, the New Blood to Immortal Invitational segue works really well.
Yeah, agreed.
Um,
If there's not enough people for New Blood, we can do something else. Like we could do another because we didn't do a regional tournament this year, so we could easily do a regional one again. We could even do like a cup format, which is just knockout all the way. We can see, we can play it by ear, right? But I think we'll have to also call it something, maybe call it something a little bit different because it won't next year be a bit weird calling it Immortal Invitational. But I think as a tag team tournament, I think it works really well. So I would be really keen to do it again. Organize it and then even play in it is really good fun.
Yes,
I hope, hopefully everybody else has enjoyed it as much as we have.
it's been well received, and I like the fact because it's tag team, you can have many teams in there, and then it allows, as you say, players like it'd be great to kind of get a Rook to play, but he won't play a tournament solo. But even just to get him in, even
Mhm.
Gyro jumping in, those that
Yeah,
again don't want to, it's nice just to get players playing, that have that want the support of somebody else being there,
right.
So
I
yeah,
agree.
no, it's been
It,
no credit to you. It's been a great concept, well received.
I just want to say, as one of the organizers, huge thanks firstly to you, Snuff, and to Philly for jumping on board with this and helping me out with all this. And hopefully I haven't scared you away, and you'll be keen to keep doing more admin in the future. It's been really
no,
nice
thanks
having
for
other
inviting
people
me.
beside me.
Been a ton of fun.
That's great to hear. I just want to say, like, on the record, like, huge thanks to everybody who has either participated in the tournament or has been recording or commentating or watching the games, whatever in whatever way you've interacted with the tournament. Huge thanks, because there's only works. I mean, this is the same with all the other tournaments, but there's only works because it's a community effort. I know there are people who were not able to play in this or didn't want to play. That's absolutely fine, but they've still engaged by watching the videos afterwards or live streams or doing recordings or whatever. This only works because there's so much enthusiasm from the community for this. And it just I don't know, obviously I know Philly and Snuff are newer to this, but for me personally, being doing this for now 2 years, I only have the energy, as much energy as I do, to organize it because I see the enthusiasm from the other side that everybody else is really keen for it. So it just makes me. I mean, I'm gonna say it right now. I need a break. I'm going away on my holidays on Thursday. I really need some time away from this, but I will be just as energetic as ever to keep doing stuff for the community and organizing things because it seems like there's energy from everybody else. So it's just been great. It's great to see hear so many people doing commentary and live streaming and recording. Just great to hear so many voices as always, not just me banging on all the time, right? So yeah, also great to see you back, Roscoe. It's been a pleasure to be commentating alongside you as much as I have, and obviously to see you playing again. Great to see you having more fun with the game that you're not having to play hunters anymore.
Oh, it's fucking honestly, it's a breath of fresh air, and
It's too funny.
fucking hunters, man, they're a pain in the ass. I'll be going to my hiatus, but yeah, that's yeah, it's it makes it a much more enjoyable game when, and that's why I can never be in a position that I would to say to stuff. Oh, you lost hunters again. Here's what I do because I'm like, no, don't listen. I'm shit at hunters. That's why I was. You know what? It's like it's like Snuff took the job of being a goalkeeper in the soccer match. It's like, great, you play that because I don't want to do it. So whatever you do, I'm going to applaud because I'm not doing that role. And he came on. You got your got the victories well snuffed when when I lost to Vikash check, you got the win against Backstab, which means that we don't end last, and we have a good. It's been a good tournament. So yeah, it's been much better. It's been a nice break, but to come back and commentate again, the commentate sort of came back when I think it was the final of the New Blood, wasn't it? I came back with you, Scotsword, and then that was nice to jump back on. But yeah, playing again, I've really enjoyed. I've also enjoyed having somebody else that you can chat to and feeling, obligated that okay, I've got to play well, not just for me, but I've got to play well for my partner. You don't want to, you want to do what you can to support them. So and decent guy stuff. So it's been nice. I couldn't have been. I could have been teamed up with somebody better, but you were stuck with me. So you can change next year. Don't feel obliged to stay with me. I know I'm difficult, and nobody.
Don't worry, Snuff. I'll adopt him. Don't worry. I'll take him on, maybe.
Yeah, you have to fight
Imagine
me
that.
first.
Two
I'm gonna have my
Scotches.
knives out.
Absolute carnage.
Oh,
Gio want to be getting rid of me. I was a liability all tournament. I think Gio will want to pair up with you, Snuff, maybe.
I tell you what, yeah. If you and I both tag team, there won't be any support calls. It'll be like, right, listen, you fucking idiot.
And I don't know. Part of me thinks that next year I'm going to be a hot commodity because I play more hunters. I feel like there's more people who like playing Drac. On the other hand, 2-8, maybe I won't get that much attention. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, but your whole year, right? I mean, we saw it in the World Championship just passed, right? That I say just passed, it's like over 6 months ago now, where a lot, out of the final league, 5 of the 6 of them were newcomers, relatively speaking, in terms of playing in tournaments, right? And you see like Geo, right? Didn't play very well in New Blood, but made a huge impact in here. So it's this game's very it's very swingy in that way. You can go on very good runs, go on bad runs. You have a little bit of time away from it. You come back fresh. You play better. Who knows, right? It's
And the thing is,
every tournament is its own thing, right? The number of times I said before the World Championship, I think that person's going to win. I think that person's going to win, and then they don't because then they don't play as well. Other people play better, or whatever it is, right? There's just so many factors. And then you got real life mixing in with it too, right? We're not professional athletes where we're doing this, all day, every day, training just for this. We got other stuff going on, which then influences how we play. So,
and the thing is, stuff you could have been 3-7 because if you'd stayed hunters and played fags, then we would have both. Because you forced me to play hunters that game. You bullied me into playing hunters, and I fucked up completely. So it could have been. I could have had a better Dracula record as well.
Too funny.
Oh dear. Wow. Thank you very much for streaming the final game. I cannot wait. As soon as I finish, I'm going to talk to Geordie for a bit. We'll crack open the champagne, but I'll listen back to your live stream because I cannot wait to hear the shenanigans you're coming up with. So thank you again for recording and everything.
I appreciate that. Hope you like it, and congratulations again. Any final words?
See you in September, I guess.
Sounds good to me. Roscoe, anything else?
No, I think I've covered all. I've spoken enough. Everyone's bored of me. So it's been a pleasure, Snuff. Let's do this again. Scotsword, I'll see you in July, and I'll make a little trophy for you.
Hey, thank you very much. Get good on the scrapyard and get us together.
Thanks for watching this stream. Thanks for enjoying this incredible performance with us. And again, make sure to tune in to the Spencer Wolfhart random game on Wednesday, the last one of this tournament. And that's it. See you next tournament. Catch you next time.